Hey everyone, how are we? So I'm so sorry that I didn't upload last week. I was actually in France and I had 5 days with pretty much zero access to internet. And there was like one day that I had to go online and sort out some like boring financial thing. But other than that, I only went on when I found a bit of Wi-Fi to like text my mum and dad to be like, yeah, I'm all good. But honestly, it was so amazing. Mentally, it is just incredible to be kind of totally off grid, and it taught me that I need to do it more, even if it's only for just like a day. Just actually go, right, no, none of that, you know? And obviously this is part of my job and I run an app and I have to be on social media and it's important for me. But I think that really sort of went, oh wow, that is what a little bit of stillness is like in another form, you know? Yeah, that's my first insight. Now, this little video, I want to talk about fluffy. Fluffy. I tell you what I don't like. I don't like the word woo-woo. I don't like it. I don't like it. So when somebody sort of said to me, oh yeah, like breathwork meditation's just a bit woo-woo, I'm like, ugh. I don't like that. And I wanted to talk about it firstly from the perspective of myself, selfishly, because I have recently, as I'm sure some of you that have followed me for a while know, I have recently gone full into my strength training again, and I'm loving it. I've got a full program. It's the first strength training program for myself where I'm actually seeing like physical changes in my body. And I also am just really fully enjoying it rather than feeling like I'm putting myself through my paces all the time. And something that I've also noticed is my focus on making sure that I don't get burnt out. Because when you increase load, whether that be mental stresses being a load, or whether that be physical stresses of weights, you are obviously then opening yourself up to potential stress, anxiety, all of these things that come with adding extra stress on top of stress. Stress sandwich. So what I've been doing is I've really been making sure that in my workouts, I'm preparing myself mentally. I'm using my breathing to guide me into the sessions rather than just sort of throwing myself in willy-nilly and not thinking about it. In between sets, focusing on my breath, regulating again, calming. And at the end of the session, a lot of people now are against stretching, right? Because there's a lot of literature out there that sort of says that, you know, stretching doesn't do what people think it does and there's not really any point in doing it. I completely disagree. Not with the literature, obviously you can't really disagree with literature, but what I mean is that the stretching element, especially if you're doing it mindfully and you're using your breathing, can be such a fantastic tool for managing stress, managing anxiety, after and during a workout, but after a workout, because in that stretching time, you're calming that breathing, you're slowing your heart rate, you're bringing that nervous system back into balance. And I just always think it's one of the best things that you can do. And it doesn't even need to be for like 20 minutes. We're not stretching for 20 minutes, 5 minutes. Awesome, right? So this is where I wanted to bring that in, that breathwork, well-being tools in general, yoga, meditation, etc. But breathwork specifically, because that's what I mostly talk about, isn't fluffy. It's physiology, it's biology. Because when we manipulate our breathing, which by the way, our breathing is the only thing in the autonomic nervous system that we can control. Our breathing is both automatic, it just happens straight away, and it also, voluntary and involuntary are the words that you're looking for, Jess. Voluntary and involuntary. So it'll do its thing without you thinking about it, but you can also manipulate it and change it. And when we do manipulate it, we can increase our energy by breathing harder and faster. And there's loads of techniques that we can do, especially, I mean, the yogis knew so many of them, Kapalabhati, the fire, the skull, shining breath. But also we can, what most people sort of want from breathwork, is the calming side of it. When we slow the breath down, when we elongate the respiratory rate, we extend our breathing rate and rhythm, we calm the nervous system, we bring calm and we bring clarity and focus. But we can also use it for both. It's like when people talk about box breathing, the first thing people say about box breathing, breathing in, holding, breathing out, holding, if you haven't done it, is, oh yeah, the Navy SEALs use that because it's good for energy as well as focus and concentration. I don't even know whether the Navy SEALs do use it. I think they do. But that's the first thing that people say. And that's absolutely true. We can use breath holding, the inhale and the exhale, to find that state of calm, clarity, that flow state that most of us really would like to get into, especially if we're athletes, if we're in a gym. You know, we don't really want to be having our mind going all over the place when we're trying to lift heavy, right? And the other side of this is that we're very quick when we're not sort of informed, and when we maybe haven't been exposed to research, and why would you really? But when you haven't been fully exposed to research and new research specifically, or newer, because it's not that new, but we're very quick to turn to clinicians, to drugs, to medicine. And medicine and drugs are amazing. Don't ever get this twisted on this channel. Don't ever get it twisted. I'm not telling you that breathwork and meditation and everything is a fixer for everything. No, no, no. But I have worked with so many people who have dealt with physical pain, for example, and it's turned out to be emotional. And when we have started working on breathwork tools, nervous system regulation, calming, emotional regulation, the pain has gone. And they'll have gone to physios and they'll have been told, well, there's nothing wrong with you. And you're thinking, but there is something wrong with me because I can feel it. And it's one of the most frustrating things, you know. But that's why I think a lot of us are more on board now with the fact that physical and emotional go hand in hand. But science has caught up. Science has caught up with the beautiful insights and knowledge and the fascinating stuff that has come from ancient wisdom, from yoga, from Chinese medicine, from all of these beautiful things. Science has caught up, not is catching up, it's caught up. We know that using our breath, meditating, loads of these different things, yoga, spiritual practices, have a huge impact on our mental and physical well-being. And long term, they help us with our resilience to stress and with our heart rate variability. Heart rate variability being something that our breathing can directly influence. If you're not sure what heart rate variability is, I will go into it in another video, but I do have a little blog about it on my website. So if you want to look at that, I'll put it into the description for you. Oh, but Jess, how long does it take? And I can't breathe. My mind's too busy. I can't meditate. I can't do this. Right. Couple of things on this. Somebody said this to me this morning, actually. They said, oh, you know, I know someone who said that they find it so hard to sit down and to breathe and to meditate. And the thought of being still is terrifying. The thought of being still, if that is terrifying to you, then actually sitting down and doing a breathwork practice on your own is probably not the answer. And I always say that if your symptoms, whatever they are, if you've got brain fog, if you've got palpitations, you've got severe anxiety, you've got chronic stress, you've got sleep issues, if they are impacting on your daily life, then you need support. And that could come in the form of breathwork coaching, which is what I do, and it's why I do it, because it's very powerful and it's not just fluffy nonsense. It is based on physiology and biology. However, if you every now and then struggle to get to sleep because, you know, maybe you're scrolling on your phone before bed, you don't have a good routine, or you get stressed every now and then, it really affects you, but then you bounce back and you're okay, then breathwork, all of these wellbeing tools are just going to support you longer term. And that's where my app comes in, and why actually recently I've just put on my app something called micro practices. And this is because I know how powerful, and the literature is also talking about how powerful it is to just take a little mini break. It could be sitting down and taking 5 slow breaths. 5 slow breaths will take you, if you do it in the rhythm that I tend to guide, which is in for 3, out for 5, or in for 4, out for 6, will take you a minute. And I will not hear from you that you do not have a minute. Yeah? So micro practices, they make a huge difference. There's a recent paper talking about how 5 minutes of slow breathing can impact on anxiety, reducing anxiety levels. 5 minutes! I mean, it is amazing. And of course, if we can do more, we're going to get more benefits, and we're probably going to feel even more regulated, balanced, calm, whatever. But 5 minutes a day, we can all do that, right? And also, if it's accessible for you, that you can just put it in your ear, you can listen to it, you can then fall asleep or get on with your day. I love this. So this video was simply to tell you that breathwork isn't airy-fairy, isn't just fluffy. It is something that is literally your physiology. We can change and impact and optimize our physiology with tools such as breathwork, relaxation practices. There's a reason that one of my most recent videos is an NSDR, a non-sleep deep rest practice. The research behind those is next level. You know, they make such a difference, and I will always preach and shout about the things that I'm passionate about and that I believe in, and also that I know will help you, because that is my main goal, to help as many people as I can, even if it's just to take 5 slow breaths. That's my dream, just to impact as many people as I possibly can. Now, a huge thank you for being here. If there is anything that you would like to hear about, if there's anything that you want me to talk about on this channel, if there are any practices that you want to see, then please let me know. A reminder, however, that most of my actual content when it comes to breathwork, when it comes to meditation, yoga, is on my app. And it is so accessible, it is so affordable for what is on there. And I can't even explain to you how much more is going to be on there in the coming months and years. I've put all the details about it down below. You get a 7-day free trial, so just give it a go, come and test it out. I would also love to know what you'd like to see on this channel, because of course I want to listen to you and give you whatever you want. Best videos at the minute on this channel are all about Gymshark, so I'm super excited when I get my next haul to do my next Gymshark video. Wow, this sun is so bright all of a sudden. I mean, I'm not complaining. So a big thank you everyone again for being here. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Let me know in the comments how you're doing. I'd love to hear from you, and I will speak to you very, very soon.